You're listening to Dr. Grimm. Welcome back. Today's session is a dose of Choosing Beggars. Let's begin. Choosing Beggar calls the cops when we wouldn't return her hair straightener because we were going out of business. Buckle up, guys. This is a pretty long and wild one. So this happened a while ago when I lived in Hawaii. Some backstory. I worked as a receptionist at a hair salon in the biggest mall on Oahu, and monthly rent for the store was about $8,000. So eventually the company just kind of folded, and we had a going out of business sale. On the very last day, we had 2 workers, the manager and the regional manager in the store to help. Everyone who came in to buy got told we were closing, all sales were final, and they got their receipt stamped with a big red, no returns, all sales are final stamp. So, enter the Choosing Beggar. So Choosing Beggar wanders into the store and kinda looks around a little, makes a couple loops around. It wasn't a big store, like maybe there were 6 bookshelves in the receptionist desk. And then kinda wanders aimlessly to the back where the manager is sorting through product to make more markdowns. Choosing Beggar asks to look at the flat irons and curlers. So manager tells her that she's happy to help. She'll even take a few out of the boxes and let her test them, since we're going out of business and there won't be any returns. So she wants to make sure she has the exact thing she wants. Now I'm checking other people out about 5 feet away and I can hear and see them. Manager spends a good 30 to 40 minutes and repeatedly tells her that there will be no returns. She must have felt like this lady was going to cause trouble, because when Choosing Beggar had finally picked a straightener out, manager checked her out herself, but had me standing by to watch. So, while she's doing the transaction, manager tells Choosing Beggar one more time that this is a final sale. We won't accept any returns, and we're going out of business. Choosing Beggar agreed. Manager finished the transaction, takes the receipt and stamps it with "Final sale, no returns accepted," and circles it. Choosing Beggar walks out of the store, apparently happy. Fast forward to about an hour later, and a random person walks in, starts asking me about the sale and if it really is no returns. Now, I'd been working at this mall for a little while, and I recognized this woman. She worked at one of the small mobile kiosks that sold the overpriced ceramic hair straighteners. So I wondered why she was in here asking about hair straighteners, when suddenly she goes, "Well, I have a friend who just bought a straightener and she's not happy with it and wants to return it." I explained again that we couldn't accept returns, that the store would literally be closed the next day, and we were going out of business. Kiosk girl looked a bit deflated and says, "Well, she's not really my friend. I work at this kiosk and she came by and said you guys were being really mean and wouldn't let her return the straightener." So at this point, manager hears this and realizes it was Choosing Beggar that she's talking about and comes over to explain that she spent nearly an hour helping this woman and told her several times it was a final sale. So the kiosk girl wanders out. And about 15 minutes later, Choosing Beggar wanders back in. "I want to return this straightener," manager says. "I'm sorry, but as I told you before, all sales are final today." "I just bought it today. I still have the receipt." Here, she flashes the receipt with the final sale stamped on it, "So you should be able to return it." The manager says, "No, I'm sorry, but I can't do any returns today. All sales are final, and it clearly says so on your receipt." "No, that's not fair, and you have to return it. That's the law. On the back of the receipt, it says I have 30 days for a full refund." They go back and forth for a minute or two more, and then Choosing Beggar huffs out of the store, stands outside, and makes a phone call. The manager and I think nothing of it until 2 Hawaii Police Department officers show up, and Choosing Beggar starts gesturing angrily towards us. The officers must have immediately realized what happened, since she showed them the straightener and the receipt, but they came in to talk to the manager anyway. At this point, the manager is so angry and frustrated. Manager explains the situation, and the police officers just shook their heads and went back outside. I left work shortly after that, but they were still outside, with the police officers lecturing her about calling the cops over a hair straightener. Well, that escalated quickly, didn't it? Do you think there should be penalties for calling the police over dumb things like this? Sometimes I sure do. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. My goal is to reach 1,000 subscribers, which will allow me to provide you with even more quality audio entertainment. Click the subscribe button today. Thank you for visiting Dr. Grimm. Have safe travels and be well.